Alright guys, so today we have here in my crafty laboratory another fun adventure to explore. We have Vicki Boutin, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. We have her product here. It's one of the many products that she came out with less than a year ago for a mixed media line to get people more comfortable with using these kind of fun products. It's Iridescent Glaze. And I have products here that we're going to work with. We're going to mix them together to try to get this to be color, because the nice thing about having this is a shimmery pearlescent / white base, and you just have this one bottle, but you want lots of colors, but you still want the pearly shimmery gorgeousness that this is, and also it provides structure because it's like more of a paste-like consistency that holds its peaks. And so I want to show you how unlimited, really unlimited the opportunities are for you in your craft room with just this one product and whatever you happen to have. I have things like watercolor powder, to ink pads, to crayon type consistency products, to ink products, to mists, stamp pads, oh I said that, and paint, acrylic, just typical acrylic paint, and see what we can blend together, come up with, you know, you would think maybe you could only do ink pads or you could only do this or that, but no, you can take all of these things that you have in your craft room really and put them together, even with other kinds of things like watercolor markers or Faber-Castell gelatos. Really anything will work, but this is just a small sampling that I have for us today. A couple things to keep in mind. Now, because this is a new product for me and I really like using it, this is the one I chose to feature in the video. However, you can use any kind of glaze, paste, you know, anything that is like a base gel. That's the word I'm thinking of. Any gel, something like that, you can use the same way that I'm using this. The only difference is depending on what kind of glaze, gel, texture paste, yada yada that you use, you're going to get a little bit of a different result. So if I'm using this with has shimmer and metallic, you're going to get, even if a product like this doesn't have shimmer and metallic, you mix the two together, this is going to make the whole thing shimmery. And you'll see as I go through them what the effect is. And if it's a gel specifically, gels indicate that it's usually, I mean, it's translucent. So you're going to have it, instead of this being, see, it's pearlescent and lightening up your colors, it'll be something that will stay the same color and almost have a transparent look depending on how much pigment you use to the ratio of the gel that you're using. But if it's a gel, you're going to see through it more. It's going to have more of the real color versus this, which is going to dilute it and give it a white color. And you know, let's get going. Let's explore and see how we can take this and create a rainbow. Let's open it up here. Let's do that little lighting trick. There we go. Look at that, isn't it gorgeous? Just kidding. Let's open it up. All right, here we go. It is some lovely paste. So the thing is that it has a nice, let's see here, I'll kind of show you. A nice like melted butter consistency, if I had to come up with a word for it. And I'm going to take a little bit. I'm going to start with the first color. And there we go. Okay, so the first one is Distress Ink Coral, Abandoned Coral I should say, and it is the ink form. So this is what goes on the ink pads, but before it's just the ink that, anyway, you get what I'm trying to say. Alright, here we go. First drop. Let's really, I'm assuming you only need a couple drops, because it's just a little bit. That happened to be like about 3 drops, so it's going to be plenty to give this a nice strong color, I am sure. Ooh, it looks like a cherry or something. Like cherry color. And I'm just wiping, really giving it a good smear. A smear. Okay, doesn't even need a terrible amount of mixing, just yeah, that's kind of nauseous looking. All right, here we go. First color to go. and it seems to mix just fine. Let's see if we can get out of the way of our cosmic shimmer here. I'm going to leave a little bit raised just so we can see how well it dries with a raised edge. There we go. Okay, voila. Color number 1. Alright, so next one up is Cosmic Shimmer's Shimmer Paint. It does have some shimmery goodness to it on top of the shimmer in this product, and so combined you'll have nice shimmery shimmers. Shimmy, 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 shimmer. I'm going to be quiet now before I get too carried away. And there we go. Even just like literally a drop like that, you know, might do it if you're not using a large amount of your base product. So depending on how strong the color you want is how strong. I'm just going to take a little and we're going to do some mixy. They're very similar. I would say the only difference in a way is that their consistency is different. So this is a little thicker than a paint is, but very similar in terms of what it can do. I'm assuming it's probably acrylic based, although I don't know for sure. So I'm going to grab that up and I'm going to take it over to our little chart under where it says Cosmic Shimmer. Actually looks quite a bit like the Distress ink in terms of the color. This is more of a reddish and that's more of a, well, the truth is that's called a coral, so maybe it is pretty similar because it's coming out kind of nice and similar. Now I'm going to see if that also leaves a little bit of an edge at the end of it. I think with Vicki's product here, the iridescent glaze does have some grab to it. So again, depending on what base you use, it's going to hold its peak and its form more, or it will hold it less depending on what products you use. So you always want to keep that in mind. And yeah. Alright, next up, ooh, got myself all dirty. Next up, I thought would be a fun one to try would be Distress ink, because why not? And it's Oxide. It's the Oxide kind, so if you guys have picked any of that up, that will be beautiful. And this actually is not an Oxide. Let me grab the right one from over here. A shebang. There we go. Okay, let's try that again. Here is little strokes of Distress Oxide. Now what you do with this, because it's not obviously a liquid or anything, it's not an ink, it's not a paint, it's on an ink pad. So you just would squish it into the ink pad a couple times. You've got some on your thing. It doesn't look like much, right? But when you mix it with some paste, you're going to have a nice little, you'll be surprised. So let's scoop some up. Let's plop it down. And already you can see that it's coloring our lovely glaze. Now I know it says glaze, and glaze usually indicates it being a bit looser, but at least mine that I have, I don't know if it's drier or not, but it has a thicker consistency than I would say like a typical glaze would have. See, now I have this color here. It's like a light butter, but I actually want something stronger. See, because there is the opal white coloration in the glaze, it lightens up the oxide, the color. So what I want to do, if I want to make it stronger, is again add some more color down and go to town, remixing some more. Now, you know, you might have to do it a few times to get where you want to get. For the sake of the video though, whoop, I just got some red in there, my bad. For the sake of the video, I'm just going to leave it like this. I did a little bit more. It's a little bit darker. Okay, here we go. Plopping it down. Don't mix. So close. Okay, here we go. Ooh, pretty. It's actually kind of getting like, it looks like a sunlight golden kind of a hue kind of thing. Let's see, I'm wiping off on the edge. Ooh, okay, wonderful. So there is that. It's yeah, there's some shimmer. Okay, all right, next thing. Now this mist is like a paint mist, so it doesn't have any shimmer like say a Heidi Swapp would, and it also sticks to things. So it's not like Distress ink where it's water-based. It's kind of got like some kind of acrylic mixed into it so that it's more permanent. I'm just giving it a nice shake because it needs it, and let's see how well it squirts on here. Let's see. I will give it a couple, 2-3 squirts, get some nice pigment going on over there, take my lovely glaze, grab some up. I'm a little bit of a hoarder of my glaze because it's so beautiful. I don't want to use it all up. You know how we do that? We like never end up using it, even though we were so excited about using it when we first bought it that we had to buy it and we had to have it right away. And then you were like, no, but I can't use it up because that would just be like, you just something wrong somehow. It would just be like morally incorrect. Okay. Enough of my rant. It's interesting with the paint mixture. It's almost like not clumpy, but kind of. It's like, it's almost like not going in together super well, but yet it's still there. It's still on, and we'll plop it down. Okay, here we go. And I have noticed, like I said before, that the white is really lightening up the colors. So if you use like a clear paste, it would definitely come through stronger, each color individually, versus it being tinted with the white. Now if you did a black, well, that's a whole different video. A black paste or a color-based paste. You know, every color is going to react differently to the colors that they're mixing with, so that's the bottom line there. All right, done with that one. Exciting one next, watercolor powder. This one happens to be by Ken Oliver, though there are several other brands that make watercolor pigment. So this is pretty color called phthalo green. Okay, so this has a nozzle, a little foofy nozzle. I don't know what kind of nozzle that's called. Anyhow, little goes a long way with the powders. You just tap, I mean, like, yeah, it's really a little bit, although it's it's such concentrated pigment that it becomes gorgeous. Okay, so here we go. Grab me some gorgeous glazing medium. Let me see how much I need. I mean, I don't need more than that. Okay. And oh, look at that, folks. Oh my gosh, I love it. Have I mentioned that I like watercolor powder? Because if I haven't, I'll say it. I really like watercolor powder. It is just incredible. And there's actually like I'm kind of getting like a turquoisey and a green color from here. I'm just, because it is a powder, I'm just really scrubbing it in, smushing it in well so that I know that I've got it all mixed decently. Ugh, it made just the most gorgeous color. You know what, I'm actually going to lip it off to the end here and then scoop it up like that, and I'm totally making a mess, and okay, whatever. We're going to go for it. Alright. Beautiful. Now, oh, I'm so excited to like mix these colors together. It's going to look like super awesome. Okay, you could even like look at that, some cool peaks, although it won't match the rest then. I have to flatten it. Okay, crazy. A little OCD there. Okay, beautiful. Here's the close-up. There's some shimmer there. Okay, they're all looking beautiful. And see, you've got one beautiful paste, lots of beautiful colors, equals happy crafter. Alright, I don't know how much room we'll have for all these, but let's hope they all fit on the paper, so I may make a little smaller sample for each one. I forgot to mention too that I'm working on Canson watercolor paper, mixed media paper, and so it holds it nicely. There's not going to be any bleed through in the back. I would say thin paper you'd want to avoid because it is a wet product and it will kind of leave a, you know, impression in like, you know, of thin paper, but anything thicker and you should be fine. Bristol, watercolor, mixed media, anything like that. Okay, next is the Simon Says Stamp Hybrid Blue Jay ink. Kaboom. Alright, same thing with the other ink pad. You just want to smear some colors on and go to town. There's some color. Oh, so pretty. I love blue. Okay. Now, it is a lighter blue color, so it's making like a very sky blue color. I'm going to add a little more ink because I really like, I said earlier, I like me some color. So, let's get some more color up in here. And this is a nice matte from Faber-Castell. Comes in one of their kits, and it's just nice and square and small, and so I feel like I can really, it's just works for me. Okay, here we go. Laying it down. It seemed to mix really nicely. And don't mix. Yeah, okay. Beautiful. It's like a baby blue silver. Oh, so pretty. I could just imagine, I imagine this on like a card. A baby boy congratulatory card. Okay, come on, ink. Ugh, I'm gonna get it to the next one. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I just hate wasting. Okay, there we go. Alright, there's that one.